the plumber.
Ooh. I don't know who's on here, but hey. Oh, goodness. Hey, y'all. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Let me make sure. I'm trying to get this. Your girl be having technical difficulties. Okay, don't judge. I'm doing my best. All right. Woo! Goodness. I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work. But I'm going to make this work, okay? Hey, my YouTube friends and family and my TikTok friends and family. I guess I'm just going to put this like this, okay? So we're going to make it do what it do tonight. Hey, Carler. I know that's you. All right, let me figure out how to make this thing be still. Ooh, I think I got something. Let me put this right. Uh-oh. Hold on. So I can tell y'all what I'm doing. Okay? Sheesh. I got a couple pre-birthday celebrations going on. So please don't mind me. I had a few beverages. Okay? So make sure y'all hit that like button and share and all that good stuff. Because while I'm doing this, your girl also got to moisten these lips. Okay? So y'all can drop those questions if you have them. Please. I love to get your questions and answer them. Okay? For any of my YouTube. And y'all let me know on YouTube if it's like acting funny too. Okay? I know the majority of you guys are getting ready for the game tonight. So am I. I'm pre-gaming a little bit. I had a couple beverages. Whew. I'm trying not to look a little inebriated, but I feel like I look inebriated. A little bit. And if I do, don't judge. Okay? So again, thank y'all for being here today. Please share, please like, all that good stuff. Hey, Miss Loretta, how you doing? I hope you are doing good. And I hope you understood my message that I sent to you today, okay? So if you guys are on TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't even matter. Say happy birthday to your girl. My birthday is tomorrow, so I am enjoying turning 46 years old. Thank you, Jesus. Very, very, very excited for every year that I get older. I'm not sad about it. Maybe if somebody comes to take your life and you have a chance to do it all over again, you tend to love life a little bit more than you did before, okay? So if you are one of those people that you are struggling and you are going through it and you are depressed, I'm not telling you that your feelings are not real. They are to you, but you can get over anything. Every single day you guys wake up is a moment in time to try again. If you have no purpose, you would not even wake up. Okay? If I can't tell you anything else, if you have no purpose, there would be no reason that you would even wake up in the morning. So please don't let anybody tell you that you don't have a purpose, or don't you tell yourself that. Okay? I was one of those people. I told myself that. Okay? Thank you very much. So tomorrow is my birthday. I'll be 46 on Taco Tuesday. And anyway, I just be more happy to be here with you guys, okay? So I had only maybe three major things I wanted to talk to you guys about. And again, if y'all have any questions, please drop them. Thank you guys for my my happy birthdays and all of that. I appreciate that. Y'all know I'm a little funny about people putting the attention on me. I more so like to put the spotlight on you guys, because that is what this channel was created for, was to answer your questions, to help you out, and to give you a resource, because a lot of you don't have individuals that you can ask, and if you do ask, some of them you can't even trust. Okay, so let's get on trust real quick. Okay, let me tell y'all what happened, because this is how I get these wonderful lessons to turn around and give you guys. So first and foremost, I made my first YouTube video. I have not made a video for YouTube outside of my lives in a long time, so I'm very happy about that. For those who have been patiently waiting, those who've been praying for me, I appreciate you. God bless you. And hey, lady, happy birthday. Hey, Danielle. I knew you said you was going to be here, girl. I was going to look. I was going to see if you was going to drop that message, but thank you for being here. I just want to tell y'all that I kind of lost my train of thought, but I'm finna get right back on track. Okay. So basically we were talking about trust. All right. So I want you guys to know that nothing that I do for anybody is about making any money. It's really just about helping you get to where it is that you want to be. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of people out there that are like me, that actually want to see people succeed, even if it has nothing to do with me. Why? Because everybody deserves an opportunity. And in the world that we live in right now, people will hoard information, people will gatekeep, and people won't do what they're supposed to do. Now, I'm not a fool. I know I can't help everybody, but I help those that I can. And those who have received my help, thank you. Those who have given my information to other people, thank you. And I want you to continue to do that, because that is why I do this. Okay. I don't even pay attention if YouTube dropped me $1 or no dollar. It's all about what can I do for the next person, because at the end of the day, one day I'm going to pass and I'm going to be standing right in front of the Lord, and I need him to be able to say, girl, you help this person, that person. I need all the points I can get, because the girl is not trying to go to hell. Okay. So moving right along, please share, please like, please tag. All right. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, I had someone call me today, and she told me that she tried to file taxes with her 17-year-old daughter, and the tax preparer told her that because of the new rules with the IRS, you can no longer claim children that are 17 and older. Please let me be the first one to say I apologize. And thank you guys. Hey, Miss Sharon. Hey, Quintisha. Thank you, Quintisha. Girl, I am a tenderoni, okay? I mean, tenderoni as in I'm tender, okay? But I'm hoping a man sees me as a tenderoni too and want to put that ring on the finger, okay? Now, let me get back to my thing. I want to let you guys know, if you did not know, there are two types of things you get on your taxes. You get a child tax credit if you are an individual with a child or a dependent. Okay, and I'm not going to say dependent as in your mom, so children. Let me just leave it like that. Child tax credit is for children. But there is also something called earned income tax credit. Hey, Noreen. So I want you guys to know that those are two things that you are eligible for on your taxes. If you have children, you can get the child tax credit. If your income is low enough, regardless of your situation, regardless of your filing status. So if you are married, you can still qualify for earned income tax credit if your income is low enough. If you're head of household, you still can qualify for earned income tax credit if your income is low enough. Now, I know tax season is almost over, but I'm finding that a lot of you guys were given bad information, and now it's time for you guys to amend your taxes to get additional money that you did not get when you filed your taxes to begin with. So the lady told me her tax preparer told her that your child is 17 years old, and because the IRS has changed the rules, you cannot file taxes with this child. We have to remove it. And I told her, no, ma'am, that's $500. If your income is low enough, earned income tax credit will give you at least $500. Your child is 17, and this is for anyone with a child. If your child is 17 or older, they do not qualify for child tax credit. But that's not new. That has been around since COVID. If your child is 17 and up, and I'm going to say 17 to 18, you can still claim them as a dependent as long as they meet the dependency rules as far as living with you, however many days out of the year, or you take care of 50% or more of their livelihood. They are a dependent, okay? Regardless if you get child tax credit or not, that person should be on your taxes as a dependent. I'm gonna look at y'all comments in a second. The other thing I need y'all to know is if you have a child that's a child or a parent or an auntie or whoever that's disabled and they are your dependent, you can claim them forever. But you need to make sure you check the box that they are disabled so the IRS knows. The other thing you need to do is if you have a child that is in school, you can claim a child that is in school all the way up until they're 24 years old unless they get married. Then they got to file with their spouse. Okay? So this lady, she did not want to go back to her tax preparer, and I told her, hey, if you don't go back to them, then you need to let me amend your taxes because you're missing out on $500 because somebody thought they read something that they interpreted to be one way, but that's not true. So if this applies to anybody that I'm talking to, please don't let them tell you you cannot claim your dependents even if they're 17 or older, okay? 17 to 18, you can always claim them and at least qualify for a little bit of earned income tax credit. Child tax credit is gone at 17, but it doesn't mean they cannot be your dependent. And another reason I had her do this, and then I'm gonna look at y'all comments, is because a lot of you guys are getting ready to start paying your student loans back. A lot of y'all don't got the money. The money is funny, okay? And right now they want you to pay what you don't have. And when you start to apply for hardship or a forbearance, you know what those people want? They want your tax returns. And when they look at your tax returns, you know what they're looking for? Your household amount. So that's you, if you're married, your spouse, and they want your dependents. So this lady who called me originally about helping her discharge her student loans, she didn't even realize that it's hurting her when she goes to ask for a hardship because now she's missing one dependent that should be on her taxes. So please don't let someone tell you that you cannot claim what is rightfully yours. And if they tell you no, maybe you should get a second opinion before you file, because not everybody who thinks they interpret what the IRS is saying is correct. And that also falls for me. But the reason that I know that it works is because I've taken kids off and I saw the tax return drop. I put kids on and I seen the tax refund go up. I don't come up with those numbers. The software does. And where does that information come from? IRS and what they have seen other tax preparers do. So if that's your money, go back and get it. All right. So let me see what y'all saying real quick. Quintisha says, Shamika, I'm the man with your ring. Bended knee. Yeah, tenderoni. Okay. Okay. You the man with the ring. We're gonna see because it's hard out here in these streets. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Hey, Vernice. All right. Thank you for his glory. You know what? My mama always told me to own everything. So if I'm out here and I'm being a hoe, if I'm out here and I'm being a businesswoman, if I'm a liar, if I'm a scam, whatever it is, I need to own it. And that's what a lot of people don't do. That's why I don't like people who are not genuine. I can respect you so much more if I know, if you own crack, baby, you own crack. That's just where you at. That don't mean that I'm better than you. I'm not better than you. Own what you are. Why? Because it's easy for you to accept yourself. It's easy for people to accept you. And you know who else who gives you the best acceptance is God, because God loves real people. Boom. Let me keep going. All right. So thank you for his glory. I love being honest. Hey, Johnny. Okay, user, if you got kids in college and you didn't add them on, you need to add them on, even if they got a job. If they qualify under you for dependent, as a dependent, then that's what you need to claim. All right. And if you got a question about that, let me know. Noreen says, so a person who has a child can claim them up to 24. I tell my friends I don't have kids. You could claim them up to 24 if they're in college and they're unmarried. Absolutely. This is what happens when you go to people that don't know taxes, unfortunately. But also, you know what the IRS does? They blame you for not being educated on the rules, as if they're easy to find. But yes, you absolutely can claim kids up to 24. Unfortunately, Noreen, people don't want to listen. I have to tell people that too. Your child can have a job. They can be in college. But who pays their car note? Who pays their car insurance? Who makes sure they got food in the house? The parents. So you are still contributing to them. So yes, if you meet the dependency requirements based off of what the IRS says, those children are your dependents. And if they in college, they are your dependents. Because you know why? Because they use your income to determine how much financial aid they're going to get. That's the best way to know if a child is your dependent or not. Did you have to give them your tax return when you applied? Boom. Thank you. Quintisha said, you're so amazing. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. So that was the first thing I wanted to tell y'all is if somebody owe you some money, y'all definitely need to go back and get that. Okay. And she says, yes, ma'am, I'm spreading your information and I'm sending your info to everyone. I appreciate that. Some people be calling me. She just say, girl, my sister found you online and she worked with you and now I want to work with you. I appreciate that. Because that's what we need to be able to do. We don't have a lot of trust within our community and we need to, at least somebody need to start it. Okay. Can't finish it, but I can at least start. Okay. Oh no, if For His Glory is freezing, I don't want it to freeze. I don't know why. I'm sitting right here in my vehicle. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to tell y'all, okay, Miss Sharon, the next thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of people, most people when they do your taxes, they don't tell you what the numbers are before or after they put something in. So this is what happened to me today. I had somebody call me today. They were upset because I originally told them their tax refund was $788. But after I put in the Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act form, the 1095C, their tax refund went down. This is something I want you guys to understand. For those of you who are using the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, when you are selecting your plan takes into your age, your zip code, your income, and how many people live in your household. Because of the information you give them, they come up with a pre-assessed amount that they think they should pay for your premiums every month. Okay? Thank you for letting me know it's not skipping A1 Hip Hop. They let you know how much your premiums are that they cover for you. If you go to the hospital or to your doctor's appointments like crazy and you use more or your premiums end up being more than what they anticipated for your premiums to be, you will have a reduced amount of a refund. So this individual, her refund was $788 until I put in her Obamacare form and it brought her down to $281. So anyway, it was like $500 difference. And instead of this person saying something to me then, so I can explain it, they waited a couple weeks. And what they did was they went and had somebody else do their taxes to see if I was wrong. Now, I don't mind people double checking. I think everybody should double check. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have an issue, you should never sit on it. You can address it in a professional, a very tactful way. But it made me upset. But then I said, you know what? I'm not going to get upset. I'm going to find a way to explain this to you guys so you don't get upset with your tax preparer. Half of y'all don't even look at that form, that 1095 C form. Is it C? No, A. 1095A is the one that if you have Obamacare. If you have a 1095C, that means you have insurance through your employer. If you're on Social Security, you have Medicare. But if you have Obamacare, you guys, and the strange part is they won't tell you on your paperwork at all. But you should ask your tax preparer, tell me what my refund would be before I put in this form, and then put it in and see if your refund changes. If your refund goes down, that means you used more of your premium than they anticipated for your income. All those factors that they use to come up with how much it's going to be, that means you used more and they want some of that premium tax credit back and they lower your refund. Now, if you get a refund that is, you put your health form in and you get more money back, that means you used less than they anticipated, and they give you some money back. Most times, I've never seen anybody's tax refund increase. Never. I've only seen it stay the same or reduce. Okay? And I'm telling you guys that because, like this person, sometimes the software doesn't calculate right away until you click off and go to other screens, and then it does. So I had to immediately correct myself, but I didn't want this. So this person actually, I don't know what they thought. Maybe they thought I took the money. I don't know what they thought. But I told this person that, hey, the person you had redo these taxes, if they put everything in the way they're supposed to, there's no way that they would come up with $700 versus $200 because you used more. All right. It may sound crazy, but I just wanted you guys to know that when you have this Obamacare, and yes, they're paying for your insurance, but nothing that the government gives you is free, guys. Nothing. They are going to find a way to get their money out of you one way or another. So if the more sick you are, the more times you be going to the doctor over and over and all these appointments because you thinking, man, I'm on Obamacare. I don't care. I just pay my little copay. They will get some money out of you at tax time. Absolutely. They will reduce your refund, but you won't know it half the time because your tax preparer is doing it for you and the stuff is calculating and you may not see it. So if you're ever curious, that is something for you guys to know. I definitely wanted y'all to know that. It is definitely not what y'all think, okay? And if y'all received a whole bunch of 1095 A's, because some people have, one girl, she sent me 8 of them. Had to figure out how to handle that. But basically, when you guys change insurance companies, they give you a whole new 1095A because your premiums now are different. So if you're one of those people that you switch around a lot because you don't like this plan, you are probably going to be one of those people that are going to be affected, and you're not going to get the refund you should. Is going to be reduced. Now, yes, tax season is over. It doesn't matter, but you guys should know this because the things that you do during the year affect you at tax time. At tax time, it's too late to tell you to fix anything, but right now is the time to do so. Okay? So let me see what y'all got. Yes, you can put me up a goal. Absolutely. For His glory said for y'all to tap. I appreciate that love. Thank you very much. Let me see. Somebody said, go to bed, grandma. Baby, I love to be a grandma one day, and I will be going to bed, but not right now. Okay. Quintessential. Oh, I'm saying Quintisha. It's quintessential one. I apologize. It says, Shamika, the Credit Plug channel video, 50K for blacks on YouTube, tells about banks have money for blacks now. Please watch it. Just dropped today. Well, send me the link. Let me look. I don't believe anybody's dropping any money for any color of people, but let me know because I'm not going to put people on to something that's not going to be true because unfortunately people are getting scammed too much and I'm not with that. Okay. Hey, Miss Aura, it's okay. She says she's sorry she late on the hustle. I'm just happy to see you here. So basically, Miss Aura, we was just talking about the premium tax credit. I know you probably put in the Obamacare form for people on their taxes. I was letting people know that sometimes it can reduce the refund if that individual used more premiums than the government actually allotted for them to use. Okay. Yes, I'm on Instagram. Send me the link. It's Shamika Saves. Okay. Anybody else want to know? Shamika Saves is my social media everywhere. Okay. So that was the second thing I want to talk to you about. The last thing, because I know y'all finna get ready for the NCAA Final Four. Okay. Was a lot of y'all have been hitting me up asking me, what do I do about my school loan discharge? Okay. Some of you guys still qualify for that borrower's defense student loan discharge. Unfortunately, with all of the firing and opening and closing of Department of Education, all of that is on hold. But I want you guys to know that it was a legal decision. So the act of discharging your loans, the ruling doesn't go away. It will happen still. The unfortunate part is knowing when it's going to happen, because right now the manpower is all over the place. Okay. So if any of you guys are doing your applications for borrower's defense, which you probably have not been able to because the Department of Education's website has been down. If you sent in one before, it's probably going to sit for a very long time. Okay. I tell everyone who's reached out to me, Let's wait until the summertime. Let's see what happens. Hopefully by then the Trump administration will have figured out what they want to do for Department of Education or who's going to handle these things. With all this ruckus going on, there's so many moving parts. Your student loan discharges are on hold. So if some of you are waiting on a student loan discharge, you turned in your form, or you just cannot pay your monthly payments because you're waiting on your discharge or because you don't got the money, please reach out to your student loan servicer and ask for a hardship or ask for a forbearance. They are two totally different programs, and that depends on your servicer. Okay, a forbearance is usually something that the government gives you to forego making your payments for an extended amount of time. The hardship is usually done right through your student loan servicer. They allow you the opportunity to miss a couple payments or up to a year. You do it every year annually. You renew. So I always like to drop both words. Y'all offering a hardship or forbearance or both, so that you can choose which one you want to do. Because a lot of you guys have probably had your credit hit. Your credit score probably has went down. The credit bureaus have already said that individuals will expect to see up to 120 point drop because all of your late payments now are coming back. Unfortunately, you probably are not going to be able to remove them because they're so new. Two, there's not much you're going to be able to do about them because it's really, and honestly, I feel like it should be a lawsuit because it's not really our fault. They held it up, but they didn't explain to you guys that that by a certain time, all these late payments were going to come back, which of course affects your credit score. So if you were one of those people that were affected, please send me a message at my email or on my website. My email is shamikasaves@gmail.com, or send me a message at my website, shamikasaves.com, and let me send you some trade lines or a website that you can buy some trade lines so you can boost your score. Because unfortunately, some of y'all woke up to a 100-point drop in your credit score because you didn't know. Okay, so if that's you, then let me know. All right, so let me see what y'all saying real quick. Let me see. Hold on, I'm gonna get back. Let me go past it. All right, so 007 says, when I called to check on mine, they told me it could take up to 3 years. That is freaking ridiculous that somebody will tell you it'll take up to 3 years for you to get something that is yours automatically because of a lawsuit. That has everything to do with the administration and all the changes. Okay, it used to take up to a year, but now they tacked on 2 more. I am so sorry, but I'm gonna tell you, this is the game they're gonna play with you, 007. The game they're gonna play with you is they are going to take as long time as they want. They're going to hit you with late payments. Even though you're waiting on your discharge, they're going to hit you with late payments, and they're probably still going to expect you to make monthly payments until the discharge is through. If that is you, you need to be on one of them hardship or forbearance, because I'm not paying if I know my loans are going to get discharged. And you know why I wouldn't pay? Because you can't trust the government to give you a damn refund. You know how many people have paid since COVID and ain't got no refund? A lot. So don't let that be you. All right. And she said, 007 said it's been 2 years. That's ridiculous. Okay. Miss Tina says, I'm in forbearance until August 2026. The court has stopped the SAVE program and 0%. I know that they did. As soon as the Trump administration came, they did not agree with anything that the Biden administration was doing. So they stopped all of that. So the SAVE program has been out. Absolutely. That's been gone. But that means you should have went back to your old programs that the Department of Education used to offer, which was the IDR, the IBR, and the ICR, income-based repayment, income contingent repayment, and income-driven repayment. But now that that's closed, even those programs are not around. So the only thing that you guys can do who have a student loan is you're going to have to go to your actual student loan servicer and see what they are offering, because they are the ones that's actually billing you. Department of Education gave them the money to give to you. Now you got to work with them to get the job done, which is crazy. Okay, I could get mad for y'all all day, but all I'm here to do is try to give y'all resources to tell you what to do. Okay. Hey, Marcy. Quentin Citrus says, and sent your Instagram. Thank you very much, sir. Letitia says, any programs for first-time home buyers? The only programs that they're going to have for first-time home buyers, that's if there's any money, is you are going to have to call your local housing offices and any offices that they have, and you're just going to have to ask, do they have any first-time home buyer programs? These programs are usually funded with money from the government, which would encourage them to give money to mostly low-income individuals to buy homes. And if they don't have any money set aside to give because this administration, there won't be any. So you're going to need to do that. You can also call a bank, call your bank, and also call a real estate agent. Sometimes there are other programs through nonprofits that you may not know about that they have, and banks also a lot of times do first-time home buyers too. So it's not over. Okay, you just got to do a little bit more work. And I don't know if you guys watched oh gosh, John Hope Bryant on The Breakfast Club. If you guys did not see him, he did not get a lot of views, and that's because a lot of us don't want to listen to the truth. But his name is John Hope Bryant. He was on The Breakfast Club. I'm gonna tell you, his interview blessed me, and it will bless you guys. He has great information. Basically, we say the same doggone thing. He just does it at a higher scale because he deals with people who have a higher range of income. But one thing that he did say, that by 2050, these color people, black folks, we will have $0 in wealth. None. Because we spend all our money. By 2072, brown people will have, and that's not Indians, I'm talking about Hispanics, they will have $0 in wealth. He said the one most important thing that you can do is buy a home, because buying a home represents generational income. And the reason why, and I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna move on. If y'all haven't looked around, even where you live, they are not building homes, baby. They are building apartments. They are building condos. They are building townhouses, because they want to take that same piece of land that somebody's house is sitting on and put 8 people on it, because they don't want you to own anything. But now, I'm not saying it's bad if you own a townhouse or any of those things, or a condo. A condo, in my opinion, is a bad investment. A townhouse is, I don't think it's a great investment either, because you have no land. You have no separation of property, and the resale value ain't that high. Okay, unless you in some downtown area, the resale value ain't that high. So some of y'all who don't own homes, and I'm not saying that apartments are bad. Okay, apartments can be good, but if you can get you a home and rent that house and live in an apartment, fine. But some of y'all need to get y'all slice of the pie, and home ownership is the easiest way to walk into having wealth. But if your credit ain't good, you're not savvy with money, and you're gonna mess around and find yourself getting foreclosed on, you need to stay in an apartment until you get your mind right, because you're not ready. But we definitely, look at that, 2050, that ain't that far, guys. That's 25 years. Okay, I'ma still be around, God willing. Some of y'all will be too, God willing. But we need to make sure we own a little piece. I don't care if you're on Social Security, you better get you a Habitat house. You on disability, you better get you a Habitat house. Why? Because it's still home ownership. The government might have its fingers in you for a little bit, but you can pay off that second mortgage that they put on your house. And if y'all don't know, y'all can watch my video, because they absolutely put a second mortgage on your house when you get in those programs. A lot of y'all don't even know. But getting your fingers in home ownership is where it needs to be. Okay? All right. Operation Hope. Thank you, Quintessential. There it is. John Hope Bryant was all that. Operation Hope. Very good book. Very good ebook. Somebody that I don't like made me listen to it, but I'm glad that I did. And I watched his interview with Charlemagne, them on The Breakfast Club. It was very good, okay? So I hope you heard me, Letitia. Okay, it's very good. Quintessential says, facts, sis. Los Angeles is building condos everywhere. Absolutely. They're building condos everywhere they can, because they want y'all to step over each other, and you have no rights to anything. If you do, it's a little slab of grass in the front and a little slab of grass on the back. That's it, okay? Not saying that it's bad, but is it a great investment on your money? Probably not. I'd rather take a house that's smaller, that's older, and have a piece of land that I'm sitting on. And why? Because what's the one thing that we're running out in this country is land. Let me say that again. That is the one thing that we're running out in this country is land. Now, they might be having land for sale, but a lot of that land ain't buildable. Look at all that land they got over in Nevada and California. Acres, thousands of acres, hundreds of thousands of acres. Even in Texas, hundreds of thousands of acres. Florida too. How much of that land is buildable? Not that much. And by the time somebody invests the money to build, they're going to be like, forget it. I could have stayed in an apartment. So buying a home ain't always that bad for everybody, but make sure that y'all at least got yourself lined up for that, okay? Let me see what else you're saying. For His Glory says, blessings, sis. I hope you can pop in for my TikTok birthday 411. Send that to me on my email. I sure will pop in. Bow, bow, bow. Yes, I will be there. I'm popping into somebody's birthday party tonight. I am going to enjoy my life, and y'all should too, okay? Hey, Ebony Chainsaw. It says, can you file a hardship if you owe the IRS? Miss Sylvia, yes, you can. But you have to have a certain type of circumstance, meaning you're on Social Security, you're on fixed income. That's the only way. If you don't qualify for what they consider to be a hardship, and when you do a hardship with the IRS, they put you in uncollectible status, meaning you don't pay anything. But they only gonna do it if you really cannot pay, because they really finna go into your income and see. And you can fill out what you want, but remember, the IRS gets information that you don't know they see. Okay? So if the money if the money don't look right, they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna put you on a hardship status. Your payment is uncollectible. You pay us when you get the money. Now, if your income is not where you're eligible for hardship status, then you need to do a payment plan, or you need to do an offer and compromise where you can offer them a large sum of money to knock off the remainder. Okay. You can also file bankruptcy. Y'all know that's one of my two favorite words. Free and bankruptcy are my two favorite words. That's something you can also look into if you owe the IRS. Why? Because the IRS ain't playing with y'all. Now, the IRS don't let a lot of people slide by. But if you talk to anybody who owe, they probably done got a couple things saying you owe, but the IRS sending out levy emails. They are not, levy letters, basically letting you know that if you don't pay by this certain time, we going into your bank account. Okay? They strong arming folks. All right? So if you are one of those individuals and you owe, and they sent you a letter saying they're going to levy your account, baby, if you ain't got the money to pay them, that bank account need to be closed. And you need to go on and have your money direct deposited to somebody else's account so that they cannot take it. Now, I ain't trying to tell anybody how to beat or cheat the system, but I do understand when you looking for that paycheck, you need your money, okay? Because the rent person don't want to hear IRS took it, and neither do your credit card bills. So let me just throw that out there for y'all. And Nicola, I'm going to finish your stuff. Don't worry. You know what we're talking about. I got you finished. I did see your text. I just did not respond because I leave it open so I know what I need to do, okay? So thank you. Nicola said like and share, y'all. Thank you, Nicola. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna see if y'all said anything else, because I'm telling you, it'll be 8 o'clock before you know it. All right, so it says, if your credit score low, can you get a trade line? Absolutely, you get a trade line no matter what score it is. A trade line does not mean that it has to be a credit card. You can get pre-approved trade lines. Pre-approved trade lines would be like Self-Lender, Experian Boost, Kickoff. Those are the three that I will send to you guys. If y'all need those, remember, send me a message and I will send you these. I've never seen anybody get declined unless you didn't pay them previously and they're on your credit as somebody that you owe. But other than that, they will give you these trade lines. Or if you want to buy authorized user trade line, I give you the website where you can go and get you one. You pay for it. They add you to somebody else's credit card for 3 months. It helps. These things can help y'all score temporarily, because I know a lot of y'all did not expect that drop in your score that y'all got from not paying your student loans, or them coming on there as late. Okay, so thank you for asking that question, C Note. Paradigm says, I have made 120 payments under the public service loan forgiveness. It's been 6 months, haven't heard back. I'm not surprised you haven't heard back. One, because it's an Obama administration program, and this administration don't like that administration, unfortunately, because they're very petty. And the second reason is, even though I got 3 fingers up, the second reason is because the Department of Education has been closing, they closed it down and they have not reassigned it to anybody. So who's going to do your paperwork? So unfortunately, you are going to either have to continue to make your payments so that you don't get no late payments, and you're going to have to wait, or just don't make no payments and wait till somebody come back in to figure it out. So basically right now, you are stuck at waiting paradigm, because right now there's no Department of Education. I can't even believe that I'm saying this to y'all right now, that they're like, I mean, even though I'm not saying the Department of Education is useful or not useful, that's not the point. The point is that there's such a rapid change that a lot of us can't even wrap our head around the change. And then not only do you make the change, you don't even have anybody around to take care of the changes. It's like you close the Department of Education, but who runs it? A lot of y'all been sending me pictures of y'all mail that got returned to the address that's on the damn forms. Now, tell me, do we look like a hot ass mess in this country right now, or what? Make it make sense. But the IRS stay open to take y'all money. Is it me? It ain't just me. I know it ain't just me. Okay? So I'm sorry about that paradigm. I'm telling everybody to come back and holler at me by the summertime. Hey, Mariah Lynn, long time no see. You didn't miss anything. Well, not too much. You can always go on to YouTube and catch it from the beginning. We talk about a little bit of everything, okay? User says, do you have any advice on how to get a home after bankruptcy? Let me tell you, after bankruptcy, all you need to do is wait them 2 funky years, them 24 months they make you wait. And as long as your credit score is 640 or better, that is it. The one thing I love about bankruptcy is your stuff had to be in line for you to file it, so they know that you more than likely won't be in the same amount of debt that you were before. To me, bankruptcy puts you right in line to get a house. Now, some people get a house, then get into bankruptcy. I'm not saying that's bad either, but at least with the bankruptcy, if you're smart and don't get yourself back into the same amount of debt that you had before, you're going to be fine. Just remember that after bankruptcy, you cannot have any unpaid bills that belong to a bank. So if you have a repo that you get after bankruptcy, you got to take care of that or they're not going to give you a loan. If you got credit cards that you did not pay, credit cards come from a bank. You will not be able to get a home if you have a charge off. Utility bills, most time banks don't care. Some will, some won't. Medical bills, they definitely don't care, which is crazy because that's what's flooding half of y'all credit reports right now anyway. So the government is allowing your credit to be messed up so they can tell you not to get a house because you don't qualify. But that's where I come in and say, let's add this trade line to boost this score up so that you qualify for a home anyway. Okay, let me tell y'all, I love Uncle Sam, but Uncle Sam play both sides. Okay, he help us, but at the same time, he gonna protect his rich friends because his rich friends is what gives the money to pay us. So we think, okay? So that's the only advice I'm gonna tell you is to monitor your credit. Make sure you sit on it. That basically like a hen does her eggs. Make sure you sit on it and nurse it for them 2 years. And after the 2 years, go and get you a house. Boom, okay? Mostly desert, like and share. Okay, so hey, I'm Starlight, thank you. We are laughable right now. I'm telling you, it's because I done had 3 mimosas before I got on this live, so I'm a little lit right now. But this is the kind of stuff I like to talk about because it gets me going, and I know I'm not making this up, but we really is playing in a game that it was designed for us to fail. So the only way that you're going to be able to be successful in life, and I don't mean successful as in being rich, I mean just keeping your head above water, like they said in Good Times. Keeping your head above water is hard for a lot of folks, but we can do it if you get the right information. Okay, once you keep your head above water and you tread in water, next thing you know, you're going to be able to go a little higher and a little higher and a little higher. That's called education. That's the same thing that these other people teach their children so that they are able to stay afloat. If you guys were given that same information when you were 10 years old, when you were 5 years old, can you imagine where you would be right now? I ain't even got to say. I think about that myself. I would be so much further than I would. But had I not gone through all the things that I've experienced in my own life, I wouldn't know these things. And I don't want to keep them to myself. I want to tell other people because it's like, shit, it saved me. Hopefully it's going to save you. Okay? So that's why I share. All right. Is it okay to buy a foreclosed home? I have no problem with foreclosed homes, but to invest the money in getting your house inspected by a very good inspector to make sure it's not damaged, because banks don't care if they give you a raggedy house. They will allow you to get a house with a lower value. It's because they don't want to keep no dilapidated home on their books. So they rather give it to you to pay for. So there's nothing wrong with a foreclosed, but a lot of people who have foreclosed homes, they tear those homes up. So you got to make sure that the work is done, because most foreclosed homes, they don't do any work. You buy it as is. So nothing wrong with it. If you're a person who does flips, you flip homes to rent them, foreclosed homes are great because renters ain't picky about a house being super brand new. But you are if you have to live there. Renters, they know they got bad credit. They'll be happy to take anything. You could get them a house with half of a refrigerator and they'll stay in it with no problems. Okay? So foreclosed homes ain't bad. Just make sure you do in your inspections. Okay? And if you got to get two inspectors and make sure you get a good appraisal. The bank gonna make sure you get one of those anyway. Okay? Cancer says, sorry, I just came in. What were you saying about the IRS? I say a lot, but I don't even know what part, Cancer. I apologize, I didn't see your thing, but we were talking about y'all remind me, what was I talking about with the IRS? So I can bring it back to Cancer. I'm gonna come back to you. It says, then call me to buy. Okay, Shantavius. Shantavius is the real estate expert over here. She deals with all types of homes, I am sure. Okay, but even she know, don't want to let me cop that house y'all don't want. A lot of y'all letting these houses go for nothing. I had somebody call me and say, girl, I don't want this house. I just want to sell it. And I said, why? Because it's too many repairs. And I'm thinking, you finna give up your wealth and have nothing? Don't be one of those people. Don't let these houses piss you off so much so that you just give it away for nothing. Even if you sell it, that's fine. But make sure, and you go to Shantavia so she can sell it. And she's in Brevard County, Florida. If y'all need, y'all need a real estate a person in Brevard. I don't know what other county she got, but definitely. And you, if you want a trade line, Lumineer, send me a message at my website, shamikasaves.com, or send me an email, shamikasaves@gmail, and I will send you my list. Okay. But you can get pissed off with a house and you can sell it, but make sure you reinvest that money into something else that's going to make you money, which could be another home. Y'all don't need to be selling these houses and next thing you know, you spend that money slow. You going to all the Usher concerts so y'all could be like that lady who was licking on the cherries. If y'all didn't see it, y'all know. If y'all been on social media, y'all know what I'm talking about. That man done divorced. Her husband done filed for divorce. Okay? You going on here going on trips because you want to go to Dominican Republic. You want to get new teeth. You want to get a BBL. All that stuff is great, but it is not going to raise your price. Okay? We people cannot appreciate. Okay? We are not like things. Okay, unfortunately, the only person that's gonna see your value is you and whoever loves you. But other than that, you don't have no value like homes, not even cars. So if you sell, look, I gotta get this. So if you sell your home, make sure you reinvest it in something that's gonna give you some more money, and that doesn't mean invest it in you. Okay. All right. Sharon Hummus, student loans, filing children over 17. Thank you, Obamacare. Look at that. Thank you, Miss Sharon. What happened, Starlight? Hey, Miss Cynthia. Miss Cynthia, you know you be coming in on the tail end, but I appreciate that. Thank you for being here, and I know she gonna say hello to all of you guys. Miss Cynthia's here every week. Yes, Miss AP the investor, ask the question, please. Okay, Mariah, I'm about to go hit that drink when I leave here. It says, you're saying the right thing. Unfortunately, most either don't truly understand or want to comprehend. I agree with you 100%. I am an underdog person, okay? I love people who are rich, but rich people may not need what I have because they already got it. I like to give the information to people that don't have it. If I can add some seasoning to your seasoning gumbo, great. But there's some people out here that don't have no seasoning, no spice, don't know nothing, and I want to help educate those people. If you catch it and you share it with somebody, because that's what we're supposed to do. And for those that don't know, I'm going to do my best to keep re-explaining myself until I can dumb it down enough to where it's on the level of what you understand. If I got to talk about pimps and hoes in the street for you to get it, or what you do when you go see your weed man, if I got to do the math like that, that's what I will do, because I didn't come from a silver spoon. I came from the streets a little bit, okay? And I've been in the streets a little bit. So I try to break it down to where it's easiest for you to comprehend, because if you don't learn the game of life, you will get played and ran over. Period. That's not something I made up to sound neat. That is facts. Okay. And if you don't believe me, sit back and do nothing for 30 days and watch other people make money where you don't. That's just how it works. Okay. So I hope that they do understand or comprehend. And if they don't, I'm here to help them understand. Mariah Lynn saying that the IRS is going into people's bank account and get the money. Oh, absolutely. If y'all did not know that, I definitely done brought this to y'all before. The IRS already has already sent They can send subpoenas to a bank without your knowledge to find out what is going on in your account. Is there anything that you can do about it? Probably not. Okay. So, yes, they will levy your bank accounts and take your money out if you owe them. They own the bank. The IRS and Federal Reserves is like brothers. They will go into, and the Federal Reserve is over all the banks. So they absolutely will go into your account. So if they say they're going to levy you and take money, they ain't playing. Okay, they're not huffing and puffing, baby. They really will go in there and take that money out of your account because you owe the government and you going to have to pay Uncle Sam. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. It's wonderful to see you here too. I said I was gonna definitely try to be here because tomorrow's my birthday, so I want to make sure I got on with y'all. Y'all make sure y'all like. Starlight said to make sure y'all like. Miss Cynthia says finish up my church meeting, but you already know I'm gonna watch the replay. I know that, Miss Cynthia, and I appreciate that. You know what I want to do? I want to start doing a church tour. Okay, I need to start going around to the churches because the main people we need to help is the older people and spread this information on down, okay? Because unfortunately, the older people didn't teach the middle-aged folks, and the middle-aged people ain't teaching their kids, and their kids is having kids, and then it's just a cycle of ignorance. It doesn't mean you're ignorant, but it's a cycle of ignorance because you are not passing down jewels that we all need. We all gonna have to pay taxes. We all gonna get a credit score. These are things that we were not taught that we need to be. So you know what? I'm speaking that into existence, and I'm gonna end up doing a church tour because that's what I used to do. Go to these churches. Y'all have these meetings, ask me these questions, and I'm going to explain it the best way I can because we need some help in understanding so we can make better decisions, okay? Thank you, Miss Cynthia. It is my birthday. Thank you, Starlight. I think it's a great idea, too. But I'm going to just put it and let God do what he going to do, okay? All right. Let me see real quick. Then I got some good news to tell y'all. Okay. Can I share my insurance website? This is Danielle. Absolutely. But Danielle, what I would like you to do that'll probably be better is let me have you come on a live with me so that you can tell people what it is that you do. So Miss Danielle does life insurance, which I'm actually gonna go through getting a policy with her because I want to make sure that, hey, when my mom passes and things like that, that her home will be able to be taken care of. We don't need to have family members die and we don't have any mortgage insurance, or we don't even have life insurance to cover the mortgage. This is another reason y'all lose these homes when people die. Think about it, $20, $30, and you could pay the mortgage off if somebody dies. Some of y'all might need to look into that. Okay, so yes, Miss, what we gonna do, Miss Dan? You can put it up here for somebody to click on it. I have no problem, but I would love to have you come on live so that you can say your piece to the people and they can ask you questions because I'm sure they have questions to ask. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all these little 8 minutes before 8 because, like I said, I want y'all to be able to go watch the game, all of that. But just as my recap, I wanted y'all to understand about IRS and the difference between earned income tax credit and child tax credit. Child tax credit stops at 17, but if you have a child that's still your dependent and they are 18 or 17, you can still get earned income tax credit for them, especially if your income is low, because that is what earned income tax credit was created for low income earners. Okay, you might think you're not earned income, but if you are a person that's making $50,000 and you got 3 kids, you in the government's eyes would be considered low income. Okay, you could possibly be considered low income based off of your filing status and how many people you have in your household. Okay, the second thing we talked about was what to do with y'all student loans. If you guys notice that your credit score dropped because student loans hit from all those late payments, please hit me up so I can give you some trade lines that you can add that are already pre-approved. You do not have to even worry about your credit, okay, so that you can boost your scores back up. How much do they cost, Shamika? You're getting them from me for free, okay? I give you I'll send you another one that's free. 2 of them you got to pay. They're cheap. And then the third one, well, actually, the other 4 you do have to pay, but you pick the amount that you want for some of them. And then the other 2 is like secure credit cards, which some of y'all can't even get no credit cards. So some of y'all might need to put up $200 or $400 on a credit card so that you can have something to use as a credit card. And you don't have to worry about getting denied because it's automatically pre-approved. Okay. The next thing we talked about is if you did your student loan forgiveness or you're trying to figure out what's going on with your forgiveness because of the borrower's defense, you will unfortunately have to wait because Trump closed down the Department of Education and there's nobody to do the administrative paperwork. So some of y'all, unfortunately, are going to have to wait. Okay. Another thing with the IRS, you can claim disabled people forever. There's no time limit on how long you can claim somebody disabled. There's no age limit. If somebody is in college and they're your child, you can claim them up until 24. Okay. If they're not in college, they stop being your dependent once you go through 18 one time. When that's their next year to become 19, you cannot claim them anymore. Okay. What else? And look, let me go back to Miss Sharon's thing, because Miss Sharon broke it down, everything I had said. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Student loan filing children, and Obamacare. Some of y'all, when y'all do y'all Obamacare, y'all might want to ask y'all tax person, hey, tell me what my refund would be before you put my form in, so that you can see if your tax refund dropped. If your tax refund drops when they put in your Obamacare form, that's because you use more premiums than they allowed you to use based off your income, your whole filing status. If it did not change, then you're fine. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means that they may say, hey, we think based off your age and income, blah, 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 we might only need to pay this much, or this how many times you can go to the doctor. But if you're going haywire, going all the time, you're probably going to notice that you might owe them something from the premium tax credit, and it's going to come out of your refund. Okay. Now let me see if y'all ask me anything. And other than that, let's see. Okay. I'm just checking to see if y'all said anything. And I love to see Daniel on live as well. Yeah, see, Miss Daniel, you got somebody already wanting to see you to give your information. So make sure you be here. Thank you, Quintessential One. I appreciate that. Say you love my energy. I am very high energy. Okay, I am. Ariel says, what if they are receiving disability and working, could you still use them? If somebody is receiving disability and they work, you can, if somebody's claiming disability, yes, you can claim them as a dependent, but they also should file their own taxes because they worked and paid taxes. If they paid taxes, well, even if they didn't pay taxes, they get a W-2, they should file taxes. So yes, you can claim somebody who's disabled, and also they can file themselves, just like you can do with a child. If they work and you want to claim them as a dependent, two things can be true at one time, and that is they could be your dependent and they also have a job. So absolutely, yes, you can do those things. That was a good question, Ariel. And it says, can I call you to help boost my credit? Miss Cool Breeze, absolutely. You can call. Look, my phone is charging now, so I have a little bit of time to take y'all calls before the game comes on. But I did want to tell y'all, thank y'all very much always for being here, supporting me. Like I said, I put a new video is going to be coming up. I'm going to try to start making more videos. If y'all have things y'all want me to make a video on, let me know, because I know Trump is throwing out a lot of stuff that may have y'all confused and y'all don't really know what's going on, because it's crazy right now, and it really is. If anybody lost money in the stock market, I feel bad for you, but don't worry. The stock market will rebound and you will make some of this money back up. If your credit score drop, hit me up to get these trade lines. They're free from me. Okay, just get them so you can boost your score. You can also book a credit consultation if y'all want to. I like when y'all do that, because some of y'all don't understand y'all credit, just like some of y'all don't understand y'all taxes. Okay, so if you don't understand your tax paperwork, book a thing with your girl so I can walk through it and explain it to you, because it's very important for you to understand what somebody is saying about you to the government. I don't want to speak for you. You need to speak for yourself. And last but not least, my birthday's tomorrow, and I got my very first invitation to law school. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to take it yet, but I just wanted to share that with you guys, that I did get accepted into a law school. I'm waiting on more offers. I just leave it in God's hands. He knows exactly what I need. He knows how much I need somebody to pay, scholarship wise and all of that. But I hope to be able to be the same person I am with y'all now as I am when I pass the bar and become a full-fledged lawyer. I plan on being the same girl. Okay. So hopefully y'all is ride with me and go through this with me as we go through. And to know that, hey, I'm free now. But in a couple of more years, I might have to charge, because I gotta act like my wage, okay? But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Dark One. Thank y'all, everybody who's saying congratulations. I appreciate it. I just thank y'all. Thank y'all. And if y'all need anything, you got my number. You got my email. Y'all text me, y'all call me, y'all do all that anyway. I appreciate it, love you, respect you for that. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Each one must teach one, okay? Be blessed. Hopefully whoever your team is playing tonight wins. And I definitely will be thinking about y'all tomorrow. I promise I won't get too drunk. I promise, okay? I'm not going to get too drunk. I'm finna go eat. And I will see y'all next Monday. Okay, y'all be blessed, and I will talk to you then. Okay, reach out if you need anything. My number is, just go to shamikasaves.com, Ty, and you'll be able to see my number on the website. Okay, or just email me, shamikasaves@gmail, and I will send you the number and you can call. Okay. And Quintessential, I don't know who you is, but I hope you look cute, okay? Because I'm gonna see what you looking like. So because I'm single, all right. So I'm about to see what your message is looking like on Instagram, okay, y'all. So I will talk to you later. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Thank you, Sharon, for all y'all prayers. I love y'all. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye. See you later, Carla.